Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're having a great weekend. And I'm just going to get my desktop set up real quick here, and we will get started. All right. Let's make that a little bigger there. All right. And let's see if YouTube is showing us live here. All right. Yep, they are. I thought I'd put my microphone right here for a little clarity on the sound. And hopefully it won't get in my way. Right. All right. So I think we are good to go. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so grateful that you are with me. And before we get into everything, let's send some love out to the world and bring love into this session. And whether you're watching live or on replay, we can gather together outside of space and time and send this love out to the world. So that is what we're going to do here. I've got our beautiful singing bowl. So before we strike the bowl, let's just take a big deep breath in through your nose or mouth and hold it for just a few seconds, and then release whatever way you breathed in. So let's go ahead and take that big deep breath. So if you just heard my stomach growl, I ate earlier, but my stomach is like hungry again. It just started right before I started. So sorry if you heard that growl, 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 growl. So we can go ahead and we'll hit the singing bowl. Just imagine that love flowing down to us, filling up or flowing out to the world. And those asking about donations, you can use the super chat, absolutely. Also in the description box of the video, you can use my Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, or Square, whatever you'd like. And there's no set dollar amount. All right, so let's send some love into our hearts, our minds, our bodies, fill us up and out to the world. That was loud, sorry. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. I'm just going to put her back here, let her finish her song. So she's still singing there. All right. So welcome. Before we get into everything, I do want to make sure everyone is aware. We've got some great astrological energy happening over the next few days. Of course, on Monday, we enter Leo season. So happy birthday to all you Leo sun babies. I do have a pick a card that came out this week that has a pick a card for all of us for Leo energy. But there's also a bonus 3-month reading for all the Leo sun babies. So be sure to check those out if you are a Leo. And then also on Monday, we've got, and we'll start feeling it. I mean, we're probably feeling it already, but we got a Capricorn full moon, the second Capricorn full moon in a row, which makes it a blue moon. It's one of the ways that you can have a blue moon. And so we talk about in this video how to make the most of the release energy. And there, of course, is a pick a card talking about what reward is coming because of all your hard work. So be sure to check that out. What else do we have going on here? Well, we entered the Mercury retrograde pre-shadow a couple of days ago. And if you wanted to know more about that specific retrograde, for this month. In my July monthly, at the beginning, I have the astrological Zenergy that talks about the different planetary energies. I do mention retrogrades usually in there, and the Mercury retrograde is there. If you want to know just in general how to make the most of retrograde energy, here is my astrological Zenergy playlist where I have special videos that are around that specifically. So if you want to check that out, that can help. Also, August monthlies are out if you haven't checked those out. So I like to make sure everyone knows that those are available. And then let's see what else we have here. So this morning I did put out, I was going to wait till July 31st to put this pick a card out, but I was nudged this morning to launch it. So I put it out early. It's an 8 choice pick a card. I know, but it's August 8th is the Lion's Gate. And so it talks about what this portal is, which is when the Earth aligns with the sun, when it's in the Leo constellation with Orion and Sirius, the Sirius star. And it's opening 8 gateways during this specific Lionsgate portal. So be sure to check those out and prepare for that energy because it's going to impact us from August 8th of this year all the way through August 8th of next year. Kenya, you're early. Well, happy early birthday to you. So great. You get a little bonus reading today. I love it. Also, we're in the middle of solstice. And if you haven't checked out the solstice readings, these are relationship readings for each individual zodiac sign. And within each video, by each zodiac sign, we break out single and looking, also married or in a relationship, and then the happy hermit. So it's not just about romance. It's, especially the happy hermits, it's more about spiritual and human connection, not about romance. Because if you're a happy hermit, you're not looking for romance usually. You're happy alone. But I get it. And because of that, also we have a couple, actually today and tomorrow are the last days that my relationship readings are half off. The 30-minute is $12.50 and the half hour is, the hour is $25. So I'll be changing those prices back to normal on Monday once I get around to it. So take advantage while you can if you're interested in a relationship reading. I think those are the main things there. I like to share all the free stuff that I offer because of my monthly YouTube members. And we've got one in here, Johanna. So shout out to Johanna. She's one of mine. You also can see the names in green with badges. I got Kritika and Elena. We're both winners of the Zen Cricket memberships. Each month YouTube gives me 10 of those to give away. And so I love seeing individuals in that had to do that. Hey, yo. Johanna, you're so funny. And then all those who make donations during these sessions and who purchase the other services I offer. All those are listed in the description box of the video, but also on my main page of my website, which is bruddaZEN.com. All that's in the description box. So that's the skinny and all those things. And shout out to my wonderful host. I like to bless her each time. Because of her, I'm also able to do all this because she's one of my best friends. She offered me to live in her basement for free. and it's her way to give back to the world. So we send her blessings, and thank you everyone that sent her some wonderful healing thoughts yesterday. She's so much better, and the puppy dog is too. So they evidently had some sort of flu bug or something going on. I stayed in the basement. All right. So I love it. I love it. Oh dear. So I love all the love. Now, if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. We got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor. It's very important to have these days. But how the free readings work, I do go down in order, first come, first serve for the free readings. And all you have to do is put your question out in the chat. There's no, um, you know, special list or anything like that. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Spirit knows. We'll pull cards and see what messages they have. But if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those, step out of the free readings, dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards. Usually free readings are like one or two cards. But I dive deeper into the donation readings. And once I'm done, I return back and continue my way down the free list. So that's how it works. You can make a donation using the super chat. Also, in the description box of the video, I do have my Venmo, my CashApp, my PayPal, and my Square. Whatever dollar amount you're able to give, I know you're giving from your heart. I know everyone's funds vary from person to person, day to day, country to country. So I don't have a set dollar amount currently. I don't think I would change that in the future. It feels right for me at this point in my life, anyway. And yeah, so I don't think there's anything else. Blah blah blah. Let's get into it. So I am going to be using the Santa Muerta. Whoa. Look at that little glare there, little sunshine there. Um, and I love that. The skulls, too, the beautiful skulls they have. So that's the tarot that we'll be using today. So let's get into it. So up first, I know, Santa Muerta. So Johanna, you are actually up first. So thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. And I am doing good. There's some fun energy going on with this Capricorn full moon. It just it feels, I'm a Capricorn rising. So there's just some interesting energy. Let's put it that way, that I'm just kind of contemplating what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, which is what Capricorn energy is the work. What am I doing? Is it satisfying? What do I want to continue doing? Do I want to change anything? Do I want to add anything? I'm really contemplative these last couple of days since we went into the Capricorn moon. So if you guys, you sensitives out there, if you're picking up something, that's what's going on. I'm just in my head a little bit. Capricorn thinking mode. Yeah, fun. I know, right? Well, for Capricorn rising and Capricorns, yeah, it's fun. And any air signs and any Virgos. Virgos are big thinkers too. It's like, oh yeah, we'd love to contemplate. All right, let's get started. All right, so we got the cards here activated. And you want to know whether was your gaydar somehow correct yesterday with the girl from the restaurant? You were almost sure till she mentioned her boyfriend. What will spirit allow you to know? All right, let's take a look here. I like that. What will they allow you to know? Because sometimes things are none of our business, right? So I like that. Wow, look at all these major arcana. What the heck? All right. All right. Yeah. I'm seeing here. Well, yeah, look at all this stuff here. So the bottom of the deck, wow. Wow. I mean, holy moly. I mean, you got all these like tons of major arcana, which does mean, that it's significant. But the first card on the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant, which is someone really getting to know themselves and who am I truly, capital T truths, right? And then we have the High Priestess, which the High Priestess is also about stepping back, connecting higher, behind the veil, diving deeper, kind of that contemplative thing, and the Devil card energy. Here's the Capricorn Saturn energy, which is the shaking and the rattling of long held beliefs. So it does appear that there's this, bubbling below the surface that's going on here. Because the first three that cards that came out, not those were on the bottom of the deck. This one we have the moon. So we've got that lot of stuff below the surface, some hidden things. We also have the hermit, which is that, inner connection again, like the high priestess, and the justice card, the balancing out and the seeking of truth energy that comes in with this too. So I was like, all right, well, all this is interesting. It's kind of pushing me towards that. You were correct. You were picking up on that it's below the surface. I feel like maybe that it hasn't necessarily been super acted on because we have the Nine of Cups, which is like emotional fulfillment, and the Two of Wands, which could go either way. So that kind of sounds like they could go either way. Um, and so I feel like you were picking that up and you're like, okay, but I still feel like um, they're committed to who they're with at the time, if you have that, right? Yeah, exactly. And you have the Queen of Cups, which again, deep heart emotion below the surface, and this death and rebirth card. So, there is this that's going on in here, this kind of energy where I feel like you were right on the money. It's just that, you know, they are they're true to their heart. So, they're not some people think just because people, go more than one way that it's that they're the town whores or whatever, or man whore, whatever. And it's like, no, it just means that there's a preference and that they're more fluid with life, but they love who they love and they can still be committed, which is, like everyone. I mean, there's, you know, both straight people on one end and totally gay people on the other that are unfaithful. It's all has to do with the human heart, right? So I like that. So this is you were on the money there. So hopefully that helps. You're like, yes, it's working. It's in tune. So I like that for you. You're so funny. All right, that's what they have for you, my dear. So thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. All right, and then Jeep, you are up. So let's give your donation some love and a like here. And you want the positive things for the next 2 weeks. All right. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know about the positive things for the next 2 weeks here. What would you like Jeep to know, right? Alrighty. So let's see what we have all happening here. So at the bottom of the deck, you do have this is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups, for your case here over this positive thing in the next 2 weeks, has to do with it sometimes can be past life connections, but I am getting like someone that you haven't spoken with in a while from your past is contacting you. Someone you want to hear from, obviously, because it's positive, and you're like, wow, it's like connecting with someone. It could be like a friend you haven't talked to in a long time, or even a family member that you've been kind of disconnected because of life and reconnecting. Not out of, I don't feel like you guys had like a falling out. I just feel like you guys fell away into the busyness and chaos of life. And I just feel like there's this connection with someone over these next 2 weeks. It also feels very beneficial. You have the Queen of Pentacles, which the Queen of Pentacles is about abundance and birthing, positive energy, nurturing yourself. And it's very favorable if you can get out into nature to get away from the chaos, be able to just take a big deep breath. It'll help calm you as well. But there is this feeling of abundance coming in with the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is the getting past some of these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that used to like steal from you in a way. And I like that because it's just, I feel like you have this awareness over these 2 weeks that when you're aware of what you're focusing on, it grows, right? And it's like, whereas before it was always about, which is what we're taught, right? Always about focusing on the lack in our life. I feel like you're noticing how gratitude is taking a root in your life, and how when you have that gratitude, you see how it draws things in, and when you don't, how things slip away. And I like that. I feel like that's a good thing because it's really, I feel like it's moving from here into here where you just see it, and the little light bulb goes off, where you are recognizing that. You have the Two of Pentacles. So balancing too out of here in the outside world, I feel like that there's choices to be made in the outside world. And I feel like um, because these are the positive things, that because of these choices that you're making in the outside world, that you're getting the benefit from it. And I like that because there's like a choice of, out of fear, or a choice out of gratitude and out of, nurturing yourself. And I like this over these 2 weeks that you're really stepping out and choosing for you more and more and more, and it's feeling more comfortable to nurture yourself and not feel like you have to sacrifice yourself for everything else in the world. That I feel like you are really getting to this place that has to do with some of these Seven of Swords old beliefs of, well, I'm supposed to have to work so hard to get abundance. I'm like, no, I don't. I deserve abundance simply because of who I am. I like that. So beneficial energy coming in here. Yeah. And you do have the Nine of Swords and the Page of Cups. So this Nine of Swords is, like the Seven of Swords. You're letting fears fall away, and the self love is expanding over these 2 weeks. So, I like this theme of when I choose to go inward and honor me and love me, take time for me, prioritize me, release myself from these fears of all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. I feel the abundance of life flow out. And it's like when we stop trying so hard to, get and receive and all that, because when we try so hard, we push things away. But when we just sit and embrace ourselves and allow ourselves to be given to and fill up and overflow, then abundance comes in. And I feel like this is what's coming over here in these next 2 weeks. Even on the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Pentacles, which is about feeling this fulfillment and fullness in the outside world as well. So it does feel like abundance coming in there for you. Yeah, I like it for you. Right? And that's what they have for the next 2 weeks. So feels like bright stuff on the way here. So but just honor that, putting yourself first and nurturing yourself. It's an important part of it all. All right. So I like that. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. And then Kenya McLaurin, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. Anyone want to know what's the news? The news surrounding Shane and you. All right. So let's take a look. Let's give these a shuffle. Take a quick sip here. All right. And let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know? What new is surrounding Shane and you? Okay, so we got those. And what is on the bottom of the deck? All right. So I like this energy coming in here for you because you have the King of Wands. And this energy for you, it's like Emperor energy, kind of like the Emperor's Aries, birthing, commanding energy. And so Spirit is saying, a lot of what will unfold between you and your world, Shane, everything else has to do with your energy. The King of Wands owns their energy, right? They have the magic wand in their hand, and it's this awareness of empowerment that whatever I focus on is what I draw to me. And every moment is a choice, right? We make choices of our mindsets and our stories and our emotions, but our energy and then also physical actions. But this is focusing specifically on your energy. And if we focus in on the lower vibration, every moment's just a choice between lower vibration, higher vibration. Lower vibration sounds like if I focus on what I hate, that someone's doing or a job or life, that grows because we're feeding it, right? The universe feels our energy, and it that's how we communicate because it's all energy. It doesn't matter what we're speaking. They're like, what does your energy say? That's how we communicate. And if I focus on what I'm fearing will leave my life, I will repel it out of my life. If I fear something won't come into my life, I keep it away from me. If I focus on what I'm missing, I'm telling the universe, you know what I really love? And they're like, what? I love missing things. Can you make me miss it more and even make me miss other things too? And they're like, absolutely. And even on wanting, if I focus on like I want a closer relationship with Shane or whatever, then what I am telling the universe is I like wanting it, but not getting it. And so it gets pushed away too. And we don't realize that's how energy works. And we're taught to focus on all that stuff growing up. So it's a big aha for us as humans to go, what? But this is what they've told us all this time. And it's like, yeah, it's the human ego keeping us in the loop of wanting and needing and experiencing that. And there's no right or wrong. There's just different choices with different experiences. So we're gentle with ourselves and we go, oh, okay. So instead, let me focus on higher vibration, which is unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, but also gratitude. Gratitude is what grows things and draws things to us. Lower vibration moves slow and it draws lower vibrational people, situations, relationships, experiences to us. When we focus on higher vibration, we draw in the higher vibration and all of that. So it's really this King of Wands is just like boom. So if it's like if we focus on the gratitude of what we love going on between you and Shane, then that expands. And even if you share it with them to their face too, you know what I love about you? And sincere and specific, right? I love how you never give up on your friends, and even when they try to push you away because they're going through something horrible, you reinforce and you let them know they're not alone. I love that about you. Wow, can you imagine if you told people sincerely these things you love about them? More, they want to do more. It expands. But if we're focusing on who someone's not being, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Who wants to be around that, right? So one tears away, one builds. And I like this King of Wands as they're saying that what unfolds and what's new is whatever you focus on is what will grow and expand. And so I like that awareness there. That's the bottom of the deck. Let's look and see here at the up here. So the Two of Pentacles. So there is this growing closer together in the outside world. I like how they have this and how they have two pieces, two wings on either side with these, butterflies on the skulls here. So I love that. So there is this balancing, there's this equalness coming in here. I just feel like it feels like you're both equally giving and receiving with that Two of Pentacles. And yeah, and you have pages. So this is newness here. You got Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. So this pages are like number 11s, because we go ace to 10 and then pages. So this is like an upgrade, and we're talking about newness around it. There is this new higher upgrade that comes in here. And I like this that it's both of the cups and the pentacles, because it means the outside world feels like it's growing and expanding, but also the emotions. It's like a new level of emotion between the two of you that's coming in as well. So I love that. And then you have the Hanged Man. Yeah, that butterfly in the skulls really is coming through. I usually look at the Hanged Man as like a cocoon. Normally they have someone hanging from a tree, but it looks like a cocoon to me, where it is transformation. And I do feel like there is this transformation that's coming between the two of you. And it's like both of you have entered into cocoons. You were caterpillars, you've entered into cocoons, and sometimes when we enter a cocoon, the other person doesn't, and we come out a butterfly and are like, woohoo. And they're like, oh, why are you still a big old caterpillar? You've been eating leaves this whole time. Why aren't you a butterfly? But that's what I love when I saw this, because it's like you both have gone through this, um, yeah, this transformation. And I feel like you're both coming out as butterflies, and that you both have changed, like caterpillars like leaves, but butterflies like nectar. And so they seek blooms, and they don't walk, they fly. And so I do feel like there's this transformation and this change that's coming in here for you. So you said you haven't seen each other in a month and a half. Hopefully you'll see each other today. Oh, very good. Yeah, and the Justice, here's the balancing out of things too, with the Ace of, this is like the Ace of Swords, and they usually have the scales. Yeah, they do. Just can't see them. They're kind of dark, but they're right here. There they are. But it's this balancing out, the figuring out of things too, the clearing away of fears and old ways of thinking and old thoughts. So I like this. It's like what takes it to the next level, what's new that can happen, is the letting go of expectations, and the focus on gratitude is really would take things to a whole new place. Because who of any of us humans want to be in this kind of situation where we're told who we're not being, you know instead of like, well, I'm not seeing you as much as I want. That feels like expectations, and we have to work so much just to get up to ground zero. But instead of focusing on what we're not getting, like if you see them today and it's like, you know what, I'm so grateful that I was able to see you today. I just love seeing you. And they're like, wow, but if we're like, "Ah, finally, finally get to see you," that's, if you feel the difference in energy of one drags down and kind of repels, the other expands and makes them want that more, right? And so when we focus on that, that does change things. So I like that for you. So that is what is coming in for you right now, Kenya. So thank you again so much for your donation. I appreciate that. Excited for this transformation that can come here for you. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Infinity, you up next. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like. And let's find your question here. Is it up above? Let me just make sure. Nope, nope, nope. Scroll, 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 scroll. There you are down there. All right. So let's see. Your question is it better for you to try to let go of L? Why are you so fixated on him? Oh, I know, right? Let's take a look here. We've all been through it. There's this draw and this infatuation sometimes, but we'll see what's at the core of it. So is it for your highest experience to let go of L? That's that first, all right? And then why are you fixated on them? What's at the root here? Okay. All right. So the energy on the bottom of the deck we'll come back to because I feel like we want to jump in here first is it better? You know, you got both the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. I think I just put these back in the deck and they came flying back out again. And I put them all in separately throughout the deck. So when they come out again, no one is as surprised as I probably am. Well, I mean, I see it a lot. So, but I'm like, oh, okay, well, here we go. Pages are newness, in this case. So it is for your highest experience to move forward because there is a new opportunity and a new love, that comes out in the future, right? And we have the Five of Cups here. This was the bottom of the deck. They wanted me to show those other two first, which is the transformation of emotion. Five is the number of change. It's movement from lower vibration to higher vibration. And it's part of this journey. It's part of your power of emotional choice that comes in here. Let's see where this fixation comes from. You have two sets of cards here. Yeah, the Three of Pentacles is about being true to your authentic self, and the Ten of Wands. There's this energy between these two that trying to be someone that draws people, right? And that's what we're taught. We're taught growing up, I've got to try to be who this I've been told I'm supposed to be lovable, by our family so that we don't starve to death and don't get, ostracized outside the tribe. But we get this kind of built in, I've got to be needed, I've got to be wanted, or I'm in danger of death. That's what our little human child, our little left feeling brain side is like, we've got to, and so there's a lot of energy with this Ten of Wands being invested in it. And because it's the focus, the more you focus on it, the bigger it gets. The more you focus on it, the bigger it gets. The more we focus on it, the bigger it gets, right? And so this Three of Pentacles is like this awareness of being aware of where we're investing our energy. And instead of fearing being punished for not being who people want us to be or losing support, it's about being true to our authentic self. And it's almost like you're at this pivotal point in your life of realizing that we almost get desperate of I've got to have someone love me, and I've invested so much in desiring and wanting this person to desire me that I've got to have this, because we're into the point of fear is grasping, right? Where really what we're looking for is our self-love, but we're taught to look for it out here. And then we reach this point where we begin to, it's not just relationships, it's relationships, situations and things, body, bank accounts, all that. All this is supposed to fulfill me and define me. And when we eat and drink of it, we feel even more thirsty, even more hungry, because it's I always say it's like American Chinese food. You eat it and you're hungry an hour later, you're like, why isn't this filling me up? And you were like, let me get to the point where like I'm gonna starve to death. Like my heart is gonna starve to death if I don't get that. And that's where all this Ten of Wands energy is coming in. It's like you're at this pivotal point of going, you know what? They can't give me what I need. I've got to turn inward and upward. And this is where I find that unconditional, eternal love that when I'm starving for, right? Let me see what these other two cards are here too. Yeah, you've got the Eight of Wands and the Page of Swords. So there is this, transformation of thinking and the Eight of Wands are, a lot of messages coming in from spirit in the outside world too. So you might have been seeing a lot of nudging, but there's a lot of this energy that is being invested in how do I overcome these fears? It's like spirit is putting a lot of messages in the physical world, in your mind, in your spirit, spiritual energy, in your emotional energy, to point you inward. And it's just like this Eight of Wands is like eight fingers, they're all going, look here, look inside you, And this Page of Swords is this heightened way of seeing things, like from this higher perspective, from the place of unconditional love, to cut away all these expectations, these supposed to be, should be's, need to be's that were have us in this cage, right? And so that's what I feel like, that you're so drawn to them, because it's like they are almost like this last effort of like, I've got to find love. I'm just so tired. But I love the Ten of Wands, because there is this, it's like the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands. It's like there are these burden. I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. And then we're like, that's a great place to be, because we're like, I've had it. And then that's when we turn inward and upward. And that's where we find the 10-course meal with two desserts that our soul has been and our heart's been so hungry for. But all we get in the outside world is third dessert and fourth dessert and fifth dessert. It's empty calories. It doesn't fill up our heart. And that's why we become so desperate. Like, we're like, give me 10 gallons of this ice cream. It's got to fill me up. But it's like, it doesn't. It's like, ugh, I don't have like real nutrition until I turn inward and upward. And then I find that 10-course meal with two desserts. And that doesn't mean we stop looking or wanting in the more dessert from the outside world. We just aren't as desperate for it, because we do find within us what we're looking for. We can always make room for more dessert, right? So, you know, I'm full. I feel full because of what I'm getting from inward and upward. And then someone brings me third dessert, and I'm grateful. And someone brings me fourth dessert, and I'm grateful. Someone brings me fifth and sixth dessert, and I'm super grateful. Someone's bringing me seventh dessert and then withholds it from me and says, "No, I'm not going to give it to you." Before, we'd be like, "No, not my seventh dessert." Now we're like, "Phew, thank you. That's all right. I'm full." We're not as impacted by that in the outside world. Instead of feeling like it's lacking, it's all above and beyond extra. And so I feel like this is where you're at, and why there's that, this connection, because we're like, it's like almost like it's the last desperate, grasp for, please, I need this. It's going to fill me up. And then we eat it. We're going to be like, why am I still hungry? And it's because that meal you're looking for is inward and upward. So hopefully that helps. And hopefully not, I didn't make everyone hungry now. But that's what's coming in there, Infinity. So thank you for your donation. I really appreciate that. All right. And then we've got HTTPS. And then I did get a donation come in here. Okay. And then from Amy. Oh, okay. So that's going to be a relationship reading. So that's something else. That's not for this session. I will do that later. All right. So it'll be HTTPS, and then G, your additional, and then Eagle. All right. So boom, boom, boom. So HTTPS, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. And thank you. I'll accept the blessed day, and many blessings to you too, little brother. And so, messages from your spirit team. Let's see what we've got going on here. Messages from your spirit team. What else? Right. They do want that one, and they do want this one, and these two. All right. What do we got going on here? So you've got this Nine of Wands energy on the bottom of the deck, which normally means like there's this barrier that you've been hitting your head up against something, and it feels like there's been this like I want to go this way and it's not letting you. But underneath it, we actually have the Three of Wands, which is standing out because the Three of Wands is about a change of direction. And, the Nine of Wands can sometimes mean perseverance and keep going. But then sometimes it also means we're keeping you from going down this road or opening this door because there's a hungry lion behind it and it's going to chomp you and eat you. So we're keeping the door closed for you. And I feel like in this case, whatever this, there's something that feels like you've been bumping up against. It's like, you know what? I'm now I am going to step back. I'm going to kind of just meditate and sit with something and go, all right, what are you telling me? Which route do you want me to go differently? And it's like the light is going to shine on a third path. So it's like, oh, I can go this way. And I feel like that's what's happening here is they're telling you they're highlighting a different path it's not like what does it be 180? It's because the 360 is full circle, but 180, it's not a 180 where it's like turning around and going back this way. It's more of a 15-degree shift off to this direction. So it's still in the general direction you're going. There's just a little alteration, if that makes sense. Those are on the bottom. Let's see what else they have here. Yeah, I got the Three of Swords, which is, fear of failure, fear of um, disappointment. And so this is about not allowing fear to keep you from going down this new highlighted path that comes in here. Yeah, and the Five of Cups. It is a transformation of emotion. I love the maze that they have in the skull, like, the emotions. It's like they're guiding you out of a maze of emotional, I wouldn't say confusion, because confusion doesn't, it just feels like emotional restriction, if that makes sense. But it's like because there's like this maze of emotion, and they're guiding you out, and you keep on hitting. They're like, well, instead, go back here and go this way, and that's the way out. And I feel like if you feel like you're in this situation that I'm not going to be able to get out of a situation, and there's emotions of fear and these are coming in, that it's like, and you don't see a way because of the expectations and the limitations that are there regarding a situation. It's like, no, no, we're going to show you a way around this. There is a way. And I like that. Yeah, the Fool card. So there is this new way, this new journey, this new openness that starts a new adventure. So this is getting out of this maze, getting out of whatever this is that you feel trapped in, and it allows you the freedom to go, and it feels like a little kid who sees the world as full of possibilities. So they're showing you that there is this way out. Yeah, and I love it. So in addition to the Fool card, you got the Sun card, which is one of the most abundant, fulfilling cards, and the brightening the path that guides you here. And the Four of Pentacles is a solid foundation in the outside world that comes in here too. So I like this. And Four of Pentacles can be home too, and I'm not sure if you're wanting to switch residences. If that's the case, this is like an extra added little clarification that you will find a way. Like if it's a lease or something else, or it's like we're stuck here, things are so expensive, this is the best deal we can get, so we got to stay here, but I wish we could go somewhere else. It's that kind of energy too, that they'll open up a way for you to get out of it and into something that's more bright and shiny and full and new as well, a new adventure. So I like this. There's this freedom, this coming out of this dark maze into this bright, sunshiny, pasture, and beach and everything else. It's just like, wow, it just feels very open there. So I like that. So follow the yellow brick road. Follow the bright path that they put ahead. because they're like, that's the way to head there. So I like that. And that's what they have for you right now, HTTPS. So thank you again for your donation and enjoy that adventure. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Jeep Jeep, thank you for your additional donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And you'd like an update on the next wife. That sounds funny. When and where? All right. Let's take a look here and see. Okie dokie dokie. So what? We want to know about the new wife. All right. We got that one and that one and that one and those two. All right. And that's it. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So the when you have the 7 of wands on the bottom of the deck and also the sun card. So these are definitely coming out together because the 7 of wands, I often mention the sun, and so that it's there is not by accident. This is, you meet them when when one of you is standing out from the crowd. So they're either, on stage or presenting something, or you're on stage presenting something, or like it can be someone in a wedding, it can be someone serving behind a counter. It's the kind of thing where an individual stands out from the crowd, and one of you, I mean, you guys see each other. One of you's in the crowd, one of you is outside the crowd, and you're like, your eyes lock, and there's just this smile, and there's just like this spark that happens between the two of you. So that's when it happens, as far as like how and kind of the circumstances around it. So be aware if you're, this is kind of thing happening, you're just like, wow, if there's someone on stage or somewhere, or vice versa. Be aware of that. But let's see what else they have here. That's the bottom of the deck. You got the Queen of Cups. So here she is, the Queen of Hearts. She's very empathic, very motherly, very nurturing individual. So I like this. It is, it just feels very nurse-like to me. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a nurse. It's that kind of energy of someone who's dedicated their life for caring for people in different ways. And so, but I like that kind of energy that they have coming in there. Yeah, we have the death and the rebirth. So I like that coming in here. There is this endings and beginnings. And so I feel like you do meet them when you've made your transformation, right? And we've talked, I think, about this before. It feels like where you're going to be changing locations, you're going to be moving, having a significant ending and beginning in your life. It's after that is when you meet them, not before. So the movement piece is an important part of your journey and coming together there. Yeah, I mean, even here's the butterfly. Yeah, the 10 of wands. Here's the endings and beginnings that's coming in here as well. And yeah, and so I feel like here, let me look at these last two cards here, because I feel like we've got like this. Yeah, okay. That's why they wanted me to check. Because we've got the 9 and the 10 of wands, and we've got this September, October time frame is when you're meeting here. So I feel like you're making this transition in August. There's a lot of movement. And I feel like towards the end of September into October is when you'd meet them here. That's when the passion, the spark happens with these wands energy. So whatever's going on there, I feel like August is the month where, you're making decisions now, and August is the movement month, right? Where things are transforming, transitioning, and you're like, let's go. And then September, October, if you make those decisions, which here's the 2 of swords, the standing in the middle of a pathway, deciding that this is when you can meet them. There's possibilities of that because you have a bunch of different possibilities. But let's say you're like, well, I'm not ready to make decisions. I'm just going to sit where I'm at now. Well, then of course you're not going to meet them because you're choosing to sit, right? But if you make the movement and you put the effort, then it would be that's when you meet them, right? So it's always ranges. And so if you make these decisions based on current energies, that's when you would meet them in September, October there. But I do like that. So we wanted to know when and where. Yeah. And so it's where you're moving to, and even more where is at an event of some kind where one of you is standing out, like the sun, and then there's that spark that happens, and I like that. It's just like um, this mutual spark. That's the way we love it. Is like it's not me stalking someone, right? It's like just drawn to each other, like that. So I love it. Absolutely. I love that for you. And that's what they have for this one, Jeep Jeep. So thank you again so much for your donation. I appreciate that. And then Eagle, boom, boom. Thank you so much for your dual donations here. Let's give the first one love and a like there. And you want to know, what does Patrick G think of you? All right, let's take a look here. Non-romantical. That you know of. I'm just kidding. It's not romantic on your side, right? All right, let's take a look here. So, what does Patrick G think of you? All right, what else? And I do want that one, this one, and this one here. All right, let's see what we got going on here. The bottom of the deck, we have the Fool card, and no, he doesn't think you're a fool. Fool card is like this freedom type of energy. Like, there's not a whole lot of expectations. It's like an ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new adventure that's free of more expectations. And there's this kind of free feeling around it. Like, they're just kind of like um, trying to let go of any preconceived ideas and kind of have a renewal of thought about you, because it's the first card in the major arcana following the world card, which is ending of a cycle, beginning of a new adventure, and here's the new adventure. But it's like a little kid who um sees the world as full of possibilities without limitation. That's the kind of energy that comes in here. That's the bottom of the deck. So it's kind of like the underlying energy. And let's see what these 5 cards are. So you've got the 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles represents like this fear of lack, of being left behind, being left out in the cold. And when the 5 comes in here, it's like this would be their perception of you, right? They're like that they see that you're having this transformation in your life. Like, from their point of view, they see you as someone who doesn't have a whole lot of confidence and different things about yourself, but you're growing that and you're transforming that. And so they see it and they're like, okay, I see that, you know, you've had some challenges in your life and you're overcoming those, and you're gaining confidence in your abilities and who you are and what you can achieve. And I like that, because they're just like, okay, they see progress. They see you progressing in this kind of area of your life. And then you've got the 3 of Pentacles too. And this is part of this, because the 3 of Pentacles is about being true to the authentic you. And there's this because what keeps us from being true to us is the fear of being punished for not being who someone wants us to be, or the fear of losing support if we're not someone who other people want us to be. And they see that you're growing in this um uniqueness, to be yourself, and that you're opening up and sharing more and more of who you truly are as you get braver and braver, and as you gain that confidence inside. You're like, you know what, I'm going to be me. I'm going to share this. I'm going to do this. I'm stepping a little outside my comfort zone, a little more outside my comfort zone, a little more outside my comfort zone. And they do see you growing in this, and they're just like, wow. I just feel like they're very happy to see this kind of rebirth. This full card is that kind of energy where they see like you're kind of evolving and becoming someone new, the true you, I feel. Yeah, and the Knight of Swords does show that their mindset has been changing here with their, their that's like preconceived ideas when we meet people. We just kind of our human side wants to put people in boxes so it feels safe. Oh, you're like this, so you're safe. I know, I understand who you are. You're not stranger danger. You're like this person. I'm safe. That's what our inner child likes to do. But now there's this like, wow, no, you don't belong in that box. You belong in this box. It's like a bigger box. It's a higher expandable box. And not that they thought low of you, but they're just realizing there's so much more to you than they had anticipated or expected. And they're just like, wow. So I like that Knight of Swords energy. Yeah, and the King of Swords too. I like this that they, because the King of Swords is the master of higher thinking, knowledge, education, communication. And I do like this. I feel like they are seeing your abilities and as far as communication, and that you think a lot deeper than a lot of people, and they're like, wow, I thought you were just like most people, but they're like, you really think about stuff. Not that, well, of course, you get into your head a lot. And that's all right. I mean, I'm a air sign, sun, Aquarius sun, and a Capricorn rising, which is big thinkers. I overthought and thought about a lot of stuff in my life, but because you think about so much, you figure stuff out, and you've prepared yourself for a lot of things. And I feel like this is a big piece of what they're seeing is like, oh wow, you know what you're talking about, and they're like, wow, I like that, and you're open minded to learn too. I feel like you have a thirst for that. Yeah, and see, you thought there wasn't romance. I'm just kidding. Lover's card is coming in here, which is the sign of important relationship. And so they do honor and they do see your partnership, whatever this is, friends, work, or whatever, that they do see it as like an important partnership in their life. And so I feel like they feel like it's more important than you realize. And that's cool. If it's work related and this is your boss or something, I feel like this is part of your gaining confidence and on what you bring to the table and how people perceive you, because I feel like they think more of you than you think they do. And I like that. So that's what's coming through for that one, Eagle. So many blessings to you. Thank you for that donation. And for number 2 here, thank you for that. Let's give that a love and a like. Anyone to know, what does RK think of you? All right, let's take a look here. See what comes through here. All right. So tell us about RK. And I usually just talk about, when we ask about what people think or feel about us, just realize that's from their perception, from their world. We don't see the world as it actually is. We see the world as we are through our lenses. So when someone asks, like, what do I think of someone else? It's going to be tainted with my whole life growing up. And I'm going to be like, whoa, but you ask 10 different people about their opinion of someone, you're going to get 10 different answers. So keep that in mind when we're asking about what this person thinks about you, has a lot to do with what they have going on in here. So it tells us a lot about how they think about themselves. Because a great thing to realize is that when we're finding greatness in someone else, it's we can't see it in them unless we have it inside us too. Also, if there's something irritating in them, that means there's something similar within us that irritates us too about ourselves. But we see the mirror and it stands out, right? Oh, look. But whenever we do, oh, look, there's three fingers pointing back at us, right? So be aware of that. Spirit wants you to know as we're going into this, not that it's going to be crazy, like information, but just a heads up, right? So the bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Wands, which is the fastest moving, passionate horse. So there is some attraction here, both energetically and physically. The Knight of Wands is that card of heat. If you ever saw, there was a movie called The Birdcage, which cracked me up because Agador Spartacus was the butler, and he always said that he had people were intimidated by his Guatemalaness, his natural heat. And that's what's coming in here is there's this heat that is there towards you. And let's see here. What else do they have here? They have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is, it's like they see you here as, this is kind of the card of third party, or that there's, tribe or group, but that they have this, you're like one, it could be like you're one of two people that they're like really attracted to and interested in, and has some emotion that's coming up with. So there's that kind of energy that's coming in here with that. And then you have three cards here together. Let's see what these came out together. Yeah. So the first one is the King of Cups. King of Cups is one of my cards of compatibility because they roll over cups with the queen, but all the kings are given a second portion of air. So they're a good balance between head and heart, which is very compatible. They're not so in their head that they don't know what an emotion is, and they're not so emotional that they're unstable. It's a wonderful balance. They can communicate their emotions, they can feel, they can share. And that's why there's this compatibility, and they see you, and because you want to know how they think of you, they think like, wow, you're a good catch. You're like, you're very compatible, I can see us getting along. It's that kind of energy that's there. Now they do have this Nine of Wands with the Death and Rebirth card, which tells me that there's this block that's there, that they don't act upon it because of this underlying fear of being left behind. And it could be that whenever they care about someone, they disappear, either through death, like growing up, if it was a family member, friend, or something, or someone moved away, that it's always when they start caring for someone, they've got this fear that people leave. And so, because they have this fear that they feed, it's self-fulfilling prophecy. They draw that kind of thing to them. But this is kind of a barrier that keeps them from moving forward. This fear of loss, this fear of something that I care about getting torn away from me, and I don't want to deal with that. So they have this little force field that's up. Yeah. And they do have this, they're on this journey themselves, trying to, with the Hierophant, trying to find the capital T truth of who they are, what they really want, what they're willing to risk, everything like that. And the Seven of Wands too is like this energy of um, being true to themselves, trying to be a sun who just shines, doesn't ask permission, doesn't dim their light for anyone. And so they're in this kind of aha, maybe even midlife or Saturn return type of energy, where they're trying to figure out, who am I? What do I want? And if I am going to shine bright and be who I am, what does that mean? And so there's kind of that kind of inner journey that's distracting them a whole bunch too. So if they feel and seem withdrawn, they've got a lot of that self focus going on, where they're super analyzing the true meaning of life kind of stuff for them, which is like you probably see smoke coming out of their ears. But I like that for you, and that's what they have coming through right now, Eagle. So thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Many blessings to you. All right, and then I do have a donation that came through PayPal. Hey, Maria. Hello, hello. All right. So thank you for your donation. New season checkup, days of our lives. You crack me up. All right. Let's give these a shuffle and let's dive in and see what's going on. Let me just take a look here. All right. So let's look here. What are Walter's feelings and thoughts towards you? All right. Feelings, thoughts. Okay. And then, is he having romantic feelings towards you? All right. That's the romanticness. And then, what's coming towards you and Walter? Okay. And when will he separate with his ex? Finalize? Okay. That's why those cards came flying out like fire. All right. So let's scooch these over here. So first of all, what are their feelings towards you here? All right. So we have the Two of Wands here and the Six of Swords. Now, Six of Swords is movement, like from choppy waters to calmer waters, transformation. And the Two of Wands, I feel like they're still kind of working out their feelings here. So I feel like in their head, they're in their head a bit about this movement of swords, but the Two of Wands is like they're going back and forth with their attraction towards you. And it makes sense because I feel like there's this I'm gonna make up a word, unsurety of if you're interested in them or not. And also, you know, this I don't know if I want to, leap ahead and jump ahead into something, something else before, So I do like this, they're kind of wanting to have time and wait on things, and so I feel like their mind kind of has their heart going, you just are coming out of this over here. I don't want you to leap into something else yet, right? That's the Two of Wands is going, they go back and forth because the heart's like, I want to, and they're like, come back here. I want to come back here. So I feel like there's attraction. Let's see here the thoughts, because that felt like thoughts, but it's like the brain is rolling over the heart. Let's see here. Yeah, and again, they're in the thoughts are, with the Two of Swords, they're in a crossroads right now. And the Hermit is they're kind of staying to themselves, focusing on themselves, which is good. We don't want to be a rebound person. We want people to take time to transform, learn from that relationship what they wanted to learn, so they can use that and if we end up in a relationship, that they'll use the knowledge to have a heightened relationship with me instead of repeating the same relationship because they've leaped in before they've really grasped the knowledge there. So I like that coming in here. Let's see here though. Is he having romantic feelings towards you? All right. Yeah, we got the Four of Wands, which is a positive energy, and the Devil card here too. So, there is this um, energy that comes in. The Devil card is the shaking, the rattling of the cage. And the Four of Wands has like there's this that's like the marriage kind of commitment card too. And with the Devil card and that coming out together, I feel like it keeps bringing it back to this, that they're um, that they're there's attraction there, but they're also questioning, what do I want out of a relationship? And they're going through that, uh, significant um, reflection, that dissection. It's very Capricorn energy, big thinker of what do I want and what does this mean, and that first. So I feel like they're like the romance piece is kind of, it's not frozen, but it's in the refrigerator. So it's not in the freezer, but it's in the Tupperware in the refrigerator for right now. So it's, I feel like it's there, but they're just not going to heat it up yet. That's funny. All right. And then what's coming towards you and Walter? Let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah, I like it. You got the Two of Cups, which is important relationship. So it could be romantic, it could be friendships, but I love how the emotion pours from one skull to the other, and they got hearts there, hearts inside. So it does feel like there is this important relationship that can grow here. Got the King of Pentacles. It's this groundedness, this fullness of life that can come from this. And then also the Four of Cups, which is emotional stability, that comes in here. So I do feel like there is this, I keep on feeling like with this King of Pentacles, it's setting the groundwork, having a solid foundation, getting emotionally stable, and then there's the ability. So I feel like it can start off as friends and grow as they get their balance back, if that makes sense. And when will this separation happen here? Wow. So we got the High Priestess. So there's this stepping away and going up into their tower here, the High Priestess, the temple. And the Ten of Swords is endings and beginnings, the letting go. So I feel like it's happening like right now where they're separating, because the High Priestess, she goes away to her temple. And we have the Hermit journey here too. So I feel like there is this separation. They're stepping away, and I feel like August, it's like they, if they were living together and they had all this stuff, that their lease is coming up here very soon, where they're able to part ways without leaving each other in a lurch. And so I feel like that's kind of a big piece of things, is that they, um, you know um, they've got to work out these strings that had them, or these chains that had them chained together, and they've been breaking them off. And there's like one last thing that needs to be done, because this Ten of Swords is like, okay, we're on our way out the door with all of this. And the bottom of the deck, we've got the death and rebirth card here with Santa Muerta herself. And so there is this ending and beginning that's happening with all of that. So I like it. And that's what they have coming in here for you, Maria. And then I see your free question. So we'll come to that eventually too, and find out when you guys will hang again. All right. So let me just put the cards back in here. And we have a question come in from Oksana. So thank you again, Maria, for your donation. Many blessings to you, and thank you for this episode of Days in Our Lives. All right, so many blessings to you. Good to see you. All right. So Oksana, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And you want to know what or who is coming towards you in love? All right. Let's take a look here. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see, what else do we have coming in here? Who and what is coming towards you? Okay. All right. So what do we have? What do we have coming in here? All right, we got 2 and 2 and 2. We got actually 4 sets of 2 here. The bottom of the deck, you have the 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords is peace of mind and mental stability. We like that, right? So that's good, regarding love is peace of mind. But, there is this letting go of expectations when it comes to the 4 of Swords, because usually they have 3 swords on the wall, someone sleeping on the 4th, sword, and this is kind of like putting things to rest here, 2 here, and so we got this, you know, kind of releasing, um, supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's, kind of releasing expectations to the creator and going, "You know what? I trust you to bring the perfect person in the perfect way in the perfect timing." So, it's kind of like there's a little bit of release that comes in with that here too. And, because who's headed towards you, it's like spirit saying, "Trust us, we're working on it," they're headed your way, but there's some stuff that just needs to be worked out to make it a different type of relationship, so we don't keep doing what we've always did and get what we've always gotten, right? We're like, "I'm done with that. I'm ready to raise my love vibration, draw in something different," right? But you do have this strength card, which is Leo energy. So kind of fire sign energy with the Six of Cups, which is my past life connection energy. So I do feel like who is headed towards you is going to be like this fire signy type of individual, but you're not going to have to wonder if is it them or not because of this past life connection you have with them. You're just going to be like, holy moly. And they're going to feel the same way. There's this energetic draw that comes from past life connections that you're like, there's no reason why I should be drawn to you, but I'm like so comfortable. I feel like I've known you forever. There's going to be this, and I usually tell people, you're like, you won't have to wonder because they're going to be glowing in the dark and with a rainbow shooting out of their butt or something. And you're like, wow, that's them, So I like this that they're coming and you don't have to worry about, you know, am I gonna attract them, and what do I have to do to find them, and are they gonna like me? It's like it's like 2 magnets, and it's happening, um, so you don't have to it's like put your mind at ease. It is destined, and they are coming this way. Um, Timing, we do have here with Temperance, which is patience, and the Magician. And Temperance, you can see, like, she has 2 cards here. Let's see if I can do it, 2 cards. It's pouring back and forth here, right? And, this is this energy of, um, it goes back and forth. It becomes this, um, it's like a base metal that slowly transforms. It's alchemy. It's slowly turns to gold. And how fast things happen is how where we focus our energy with that magician. And when that's kind of combination comes out, it's like if we're focusing on, I want love, I'm missing love, blah, 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 right? Which is what we're taught to focus on. That actually repels and slows it down. It's lower vibrational energy. Lower vibration slows things down. Higher vibration speeds things up. Lower vibration is the missing, the wanting, the hating, the fearing, all that lower vibration. As we let go of those expectations rooted in fear that I have to have these things happen or I'm not lovable, and we're working on releasing all those thoughts that don't serve us anymore that are lower vibration, these emotions that don't serve us that are lower vibration. We're letting that go. That raises our self-love, our self-worth. That speeds things up, and that's what draws them in. Also focusing on gratitude, like we talked about. Creator, thank you. I trust you. I know you're bringing me the perfect person in the perfect way, in the perfect timing, and I trust you. We just have gratitude that draws things in faster. If we're like, where are they? Why haven't you brought them yet? That pushes it further away. So I like this that, you can do your part. You can't, it takes 2 of you, so that other person who is coming your way, they're getting nudged by their spirit team, and so it's you guys are raising your love vibration, which speeds things up, right? So that's important for you to know there. Yeah, and it is someone new. Yeah, you have emotional stability, and the Page of Cups is a new love, a higher love. So as you're working on your self-love and that also, draws things further up, and that's what's bringing in this, the speeding things up, and allows you guys both to be in this place where you're not needing each other, but you're wanting each other because you're finding your self-love and your self-worth. You're not defining it by the outside world or defining it by being in a relationship. You're just defining it by you. They're defining themselves by you, and then there's this joining together instead of this, um, unhealthy, codependent type of energy. It's independent coming together as two individuals into a relationship instead of, I need you to complete me. It's like that's lower vibrational. There's a lot of unhealthy um, interactions with that. But when you're finding your independence, you guys come together in a different way. I like that. Yeah, and then you have, yep, the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Wands. So the Ace of Swords is letting go of those expectations, seeing things from a higher place. What is your capital T truth? And you're cutting away all these supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and must be's around love. And you're finding, that with this Queen of Wands, she stands on her own and she stands on her power. She has this beautiful connection to spirit with that wands energy, but all the queens are given a second portion of cups, which is emotional energy, also empathic abilities. And so when you're learning and growing and letting go of these old ways of thinking, seeing yourself in a different way, seeing love in a different way, you're raising that love vibration, which changes things. And you have a great connection with spirit that you have and that you're developing even more, and that is like when you're unsure of things, they won't meddle in your life unless you ask them to. We give them a honey-do list before we come down here, and they're always working on that for us. But while we're down here, we can still ask of our own free will for clarity, information, want to see things, but we just have to ask of our own free will, and they will show you in the outside world, in your energy, in your mind, in your heart, and guide you too. And so through this journey that you're on here, they're like, it's coming, it's on its way. But to bring in love faster, you turn inward and upward to find self-love here. And then that fills you up and overflows, right? But that also raises it and speeds the drawing together. So that's the biggest thing we can do when we're looking for love, is turn inward and upward to find the love that we're looking for. Then the outside love stops falling short and lacking, and we're full and overflowing. That love of the outside world becomes overflowing instead of lacking. And that's a wonderful type of relationship to be in, when we're drawn together that way. But I like all that. So hopefully that helps there, Oksana. And that's what they have. So many blessings to you. Appreciate your donation. All right. So I think that is it for the donations right now. So I haven't started any of the free readings yet. So I'm going to scroll up there and we will start at the top. If anyone wants to prioritize their reading, a donation of any kind, we'll do that. Um, You're very welcome, Oksana. So I will make my way down the list, and if anyone makes a donation, I do step out and prioritize those and dive deeper. Free readings are usually one or two cards answers. So that's what we're going to jump into here. All right. So let's see. What do we have going on here? So Kritika, Malhotra, hey. So you say there is some person, Tanish, who's trying to talk to you or something. You find him creepy. He responded to my story, cute picture. What does he want? You're like, if your spidey sense is going off, trust that. But let's take a look here. So what does the creepy clown want? You're so funny. All right. What else? Oh, uh-oh. What else? What else do we need to know here? Okay. Yeah, I think they're in heat. You got the magician card, which is that wands energy, that divine masculine energy, and the lovers. So they are in hot pursuit. I think they're just in heat. It's like a little chihuahua. You're like, they're going around humping a bunch of different legs. So trust that energy and just, you can just go, okay, thank you. Appreciate it. You don't need to be open to it because I don't feel like it's just like, oh, I have eyes for you. It's like, I see legs everywhere. A little chihuahua, going around trying to hump all these legs. It's like, no, 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 no. Put them in their kennel. All right. So that's what's coming in for you, Kritika. Your spirit guides are so funny. All right. And then up next, we have Ateshi Singh. Are the connections that you feel with JJK and SSP valid, or are they in your head? All right, let's take a look. See here. So the connection that you feel. Is it real or in your head? All right. Anything else? Okay. You have the star card here, which is a wish upon a star kind of energy, and the world card, which is victory and ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. So I feel like with one of them, it is in your head, not in your head, but in your heart, like a wish, like, oh, I wish that was it. And so it's the story that's being presented there. But one with the world card, is so because the star card came out first, I would say JJK, that applies to the first one, and then SSP feels more, you know, um, like a new adventure and more of that you're picking up something there, right? So I like one is like a wish, and the other one is like based on cycles and based on things that you've drawn in before. I feel like there is a connection there, but I kind of feel like with both of these here that you learn about yourself through how you're feeling and how you feel these connections are. But I feel like again, JJK I feel is kind of a wish kind of energy, and the other I feel like is a cycle that you normally are connected and draw, and but I don't feel like it's a cycle that you want to repeat. It's like your human is repeating a cycle, but your soul's like, no, I want a new beginning. I want to get rid of this old way of looking at things. I'm ready for a change up, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in there for you, Ateshi. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And then we've got Carmel Damon 24. So you'd like romantic love connection coming to you toward the end of July and the month of August. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah, be sure to check out your July and August monthlies and also the solstice reading for your sign too, because that's all about relationships too. So you can get a ton of information around love connections from those. All right. Let's see what else I have coming in here for you. Yeah. So, we do have this. You have this Knight of Wands, which is like, a lot of a passionate person that comes flying through your life, that they're looking for passion, not love, and that kind of, energy here. But it does spark here with this Justice card, allows you to, they've got the sickle, which is the Ace of Swords, and then the scales that are here. that are the working out of things, and it just kind of sparks you going, what do I want? And because it's like kind of like, why do I keep drawing people that just want, you know, intimacy, but they don't want emotion and commitment and what I want? And so I feel like there's these, we keep drawing this energy, and because it is drawing you inward and upward to see things from a higher perspective, to really question what is it that I truly want, and releasing a lot of the supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, these small t truths that you've grown up with. That's what this balancing scale is getting rid of a lot of these restrictions, because it's like there's this so many rules around the heart that people can't get to you. Only the passion can come in, but it's like clearing away this cage away from your heart so that you can be open. And because otherwise we have so many restrictions that it's like they have to be this person and this way and blah blah blah. Well, the person that can fit this is on back order for 1,000 years. But as we let go of these expectations and clear these things away, it opens the possibilities and allows us to draw in um, someone who's in alignment with that, with our lives. So hopefully that makes sense, Carmel. But that's kind of what you're looking at with July and August based on current energy. But check out those other videos too, the July and August monthlies and the solstice relationship readings as well. All right, so that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. All right, very good. And then, Lena, you are up. Hello, hello. So, how will your next boyfriend be like? All right. So, based on current energies, what is coming in? What is this next BF? Tell us about what they're like here. All right. So, I like that they, when you meet them, they have the Seven of Cups. It's like they have a capacity to love in a variety of different ways. But the Queen of Swords shows that they're balanced between their head and their heart. But I feel like they're a little bit emotionally confused with the Seven of Cups, because that's like they have all this different emotion, all these different emotional experiences. And I feel like they're balanced, like I said, between their head and their heart, but I don't feel like they know exactly what they want to give in the beginning. And so they're really open to a variety of different experiences. So I feel like what your spirit guides are telling you is that you're going to have to communicate what you want, and like almost right up front, be very clear, because it makes them, because they're kind of like, well, I want something anyway from here to here. There's all these little seven cups, right? It's like, I want anything from there to that. And you come in and go, well, I want this. And they're like, okay, I can give that, let's do it. Otherwise, if you're like, I don't know what I want, and then they're like, I don't know what I want either. It just kind of wanders all over the place. But I feel like your spirit guides are saying for the one coming in, they just need a little bit of not demanding person, but just someone that knows what they want and say, this is what I want. And they're like, all right, I can do that. I can want that too, because they don't know what they want. But it draws that in, allows the relationship to move forward in that way. Otherwise, it'll just wander all over the place. So you're like, that's all right. I don't mind helping lead. I'm okay with that, right? All right. So that's what's coming in there for you, Alina. So many blessings to you. All right. See, we did those. We did those. All right. I'll take a look here. Oh, thank you so much, Lucky. I love that. Namaste to you too. Like what you said there. Wish you a great day and success in your philosophies and beliefs. All right. So we did that. All right. I think we're down to here. So, Ashvin Ray, you need guidance on your current situation. All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want to provide here? All right. You know, there is this mother nature, mother nurture energy coming in. So the guidance in your situation, with this 5 of Wands too, is that it can be transformed. 5 of Wands represents a lot of drama energy, and the Queen of Pentacles is victory, it is birthing, but it's about mother nature, mother nurture too. Determining what you want. This 5 of Wands energy is also like transformation of energy, right? Like the energy will change when I decide what I want, and then I start focusing my energy on what I want. And what I mean by that is, like, if we're in a situation where we're just kind of feel like we're along for the ride and like we're not deciding everything, well, that means that we're allowing lower vibrational energy to decide for us because we're in some sort of fear, we're feeling out of control, we're in some sort of fight or flight mode. And so if you take a big deep breath and step back and go, okay, when I'm out of fear, looking at what I want, not what I think I'm supposed to want or should want, but what do I truly want in a situation? Then I'm like, all right, I'm going to focus my energy on the higher vibration of that, right? So I'm focusing on my fears, I'm focusing on what I hate, I'm focusing on um, the needing and the wanting and missing this or whatever. I'm growing that. That's lower vibration, and that's just expanding it, right? But if I take a step back and I'm like, all right, one, laugh as much as you can about whatever is happening. Focus on gratitude on what you can in your life, and especially in that situation. Transform that energy, change it, step out of it. Don't stay in, unless you want to stay in the loop of feeling that lower vibrational energy that's rooted in fears and has all those emotions rooted in fear that we experience. There's no right or wrong. There's just different choices with different experiences that come from it. So if we don't like what was going on anymore, then I step back, take a deep breath, and go, I'm drawing this to me. So if I want to draw something new, then I step into my power. I look at what I want, that nurturing of myself, and go, all right, I don't want this anymore. So I'm going to start focusing on this. Gratitude for what I do want, not fearing what I don't want or trying to push what I don't want away. I try to draw to me what I do want. It's different energy. And again, laughter, joy, unconditional love, peace, and gratitude. It transforms a situation. So if you're in a situation, just take as many deep breaths as you can, step back, see it from a different perspective, and you can even ask yourself, what am I fearing in this? And do I need to fear this? And what do I want? And step outside of that mind telling you all the supposed to and should and need to and have to and must. It's like, no, what do you want? You get to decide. It's your life, and you get to decide what comes from it. So I like that. Hopefully that helps, Ashvin. So many blessings to you. All right. Continue moving down the list here. And we've got Melissa Hadzik. Hello, hello. It is a beautiful deck, and I love it. Glad you think so as well. And any general advice for you? Let's see. What does Spirit have here for you? All right. What do they want you to know? Don't worry. Be happy. That's what I'm hearing that song. Yeah. So the 4 of Wands is the happy, happy, joy, joy card, one of them. Celebrate. And the Wheel of Fortune is don't worry, everything unfolds for you. Even your human is going to feel like it's going to be for you, because it's the tune of for you, the Wheel of Fortune, right? And so there is this abundance, the wheels of fate are turning, and they are for you, and even your humans on board going, yeah, this is great. And so they're like, don't worry, be happy, like that song. Joy, choose joy, and gratitude, knowing that things are unfolding, that things are this 10 of the major arcana, that there is this gateway, this ending and beginning. A gateway is a both an exit and an entrance. That's what endings are always beginnings. Something ends, something begins. Or for something to begin, there has to be an end, right? And so there is this transformation, this changes, and they're like, just try to choose joy in what's unfolding because it is happening for you and you will see it. You're in this lifetime, you're human. It's going to be like, yeah, this is totally for me. Not even like years from now, like as it's happening, your human's like, I can see how this is happening for me. So I like this, trust that everything is unfolding for you. Choose joy and ride the wave, because you're going to very quickly be pleased with it. So I like that. Right, that's what they have for you, Melissa. So many blessings to you. All right. Let's continue moving down the list here. And we've got great courts. What is going to happen next week for you? Let's take a look here. All right. Let me shuffle these up here. So what's going to happen next week? All right. All right. You've got the Three of Swords and the Ace of Cups. And it's an interesting combination because Ace of Cups is like new emotion, new heightened emotion, but the Three of Swords is like this disappointment. Things don't work out quite like we want to in a situation, but it opens up heightened things. And so on the other side of whatever this disappointment is, when things don't work out quite like you're wanting them to or expecting them to, it ends up being in your favor for it. So it's like, well, this is the way I need this to happen. And it's funny because they're showing me every once in a while I'll play online poker to just to escape everything, right? And sometimes I'm like, oh, I need this card, and then I'll win, and I get a different card, and I'm like, oh, that's still a good hand. And it ends up, if the card came out that I wanted, someone else would have won, but the universe gave me the card that allowed me to win that didn't allow anyone else to win. You know, I had the better hand, and that's kind of what they're showing me in an interesting way here. Is that the cards that are dealt, you're like, wow, this is what I want. This will be perfect. But you don't realize that if that happens, it doesn't work out the way you think it would, but they give you a different option, which actually works out better for you than it would have if you had have gotten what you thought was the best, right? So I like it's like trust the hand that you're dealt and trust the cards that will come out. That spirit is going to bring something that is even greater for you than you had than you would have gotten if you got what you expected, right? So hopefully that makes sense. So that's what's going to happen next week for you. I like it. All right. So many blessings. And then, Madam Bird, you are up next. You are very welcome for answering your last question. And you want to know, what do we see happening regarding your next week in love? All right. So let's take a look here. What the Spirit wants you to know about next week happening in love here. You've got the Temperance card, so it kind of goes slow next week regarding love. Allow things to be patient, allow things to unfold. The Seven of Wands is this encouragement to be true to your authentic self. That's like the sun. Don't dim your light. Don't ask permission to shine. Just be you and stand out and be you. And that's a part of what this next week is for. It's kind of going to slowly unfold with love, but it's about you learning, like, I'm going to be me. and I'm not going to dim my light to try to be what I think other people want me to be. I'm going to shine bright. You can't take it. You're telling me what I need to know about you, because I'm not going to hide myself my entire life. So, I'm going to burn bright as the big sun I am. And if you don't like heat, then I'm not the one for you. You can go be with an ice queen instead. I'm warm and I'm bright and I'm sunshiny, and this is who I am. So deal with it or don't. And either way, you tell me what I need to know. So I like that coming in here for you. Very short and sweet for you. So that's what they have for you, Madam Bird. Shine bright and don't be afraid to stand out and be true to you, though. So I like that. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. So we did those. All right. And then we have Magana. You are up. So what does VG think about you currently? All right. What are their current feelings? Of course, this could or could not have anything to do with you. But currently, they're just kind of there. They've got this temperance is kind of going slowly back and forth, patient, waiting for things to unfold. The Four of Cups is emotional stability. It's kind of just stable, kind of just seeing what's going and unfolding. It's almost like they're in kind of like I don't know. They're not paused, but I feel like they're just kind of going with what is going on. I'm copacetic. I don't know why I don't use that word. I'm copacetic. Just kind of just going along with what's going on. I'm not way up or way down. I'm just kind of there, kind of in the middle, going along. So it doesn't feel very extreme in anything. It just kind of feels steady, and that's what's coming in. So, there you go. Not much to say there, Magana. So that's their current energy. Maybe they're taking a nap. I don't know. They're just kind of feel like they're in a daze. I don't know what. They're just kind of like, I'm just almost like they're high, you know. I'm just going with what's going on, dude. But that's what's coming in, Magana. So many blessings to you. Okay, we did those. And did those. All right. And then Contessa, will your oldest daughter and you reconcile? You had a bad disagreement years ago and you haven't spoken since. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about reconciliation with the oldest daughter? There can be. You have the Magician, which is the manifester, and the Queen of Cups, which is a lot of emotion, a lot of empathic abilities. You can, but I feel like you're gonna need to reach out. It's like they see here the Queen of Cups is like you're the Queen of Hearts. She's the princess, and she kind of feels like it's your place to speak up, your place to reach out and go, I'm sorry, and I love you, and my my relationship with you matters more than whatever the disagreement was. You matter more to me than that, and I've missed interacting with you, and I don't want another day to go by where I don't have communication with you, and see where it goes from there. But I feel like you have to be the one, as the Queen of Hearts, to reach out and share your heart. And then they're like, oh, I'm so glad because I missed you and I wanted to be there. But, I was afraid. That's where disagreements have when our inner child feels unsafe and out of control. Her inner child feel unsafe and out of control. And 2-year-olds went at it and said things and battle out of fear of trying to be in control and feel safe again. And so now that if you guys can come together in love and not out of fear, then you'll be able to have a connection. This might take a little bit of building trust between one another again. But I see it. It's there. So you can definitely do it, but you have to be the one to do it. Right? So that's what they have for you, Contessa. If it's worth it for you, then you can, right? All right. So many blessings to you. All right. Let's see where we at here. So I have a few more to go here. So I'm going to be headed out in about 5 minutes and have like a handful of free readings, which I'll come back and complete after I spend about an hour with my Praying Mantis members and then eat. And then I shall return to complete those, but I should be able to do maybe a couple more here. We'll see. Because I think I have like too many to get done in like 5 minutes, unless I do a card to card, boom, boom, boom. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to just rush to answer. I want to give you proper information. So I appreciate your patience in doing that. So Minaheel, you are up. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. What type of major changes are coming in your life soon? Like in what area of life? All right. Let's take a look here. Right. There we go. So, you've got here, you definitely have this emotionally, you have like a spark here with the Ace of Wands. So I feel like regarding love in love life here, the Ace of Wands is a new passion. The Fool card is a new beginning, free of a lot of expectations, someone you don't know. And the Moon card that is hiding back here, it's all about emotion and flow here. So I do feel here that it is emotional in the area of your life, but there's passion with this Ace of Wands, and the Fool card is about a brand new energy coming in here for you, someone you don't know. And if you can, when you meet someone and you don't have any expectations on them, you think they're wonderful, right? Because they're giving you this and you have no expectations. You're like, oh, hey, wow, they're amazing. And the more time you spend with them, and as you date and as you get engaged, they become less and less in our minds when our expectations are rising. And then we get married and suddenly they're less than. And we're like, why did they change? But they haven't. It's our expectations. And if you can focus on trying to keep expectations to zero as much as you can and focus on gratitude for who they are, then they'll stay amazing in your life. Otherwise, they'll diminish. And eventually, if we keep all the expectations focusing on who someone's not being, eventually it'll suck the life out of the relationship and it poofs away. So I like this kind of energy. It's like an experiment that's coming in for you. How long can I keep no expectations and just appreciation for who they are and what they do, not focus on what they're not doing or who they aren't? So exciting, Minaheel. That's what's coming in for you. So many blessings to you. And then angel blessings. What's coming towards you? Let's take a look here. All right. Well, you got some passion headed your way, or spiritual upgrades, or both, because you got the Magician and the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is heightened energy, heightened passion, new passion. And the Magician is that same type of energy, really. But it's also about awareness of where you're focusing your energy. I feel like there's this period of time, and I feel like it's going to last a couple weeks, 2, 3 weeks, where you have this heightened, like all the planets must be in alignment for your manifestation, where whatever you focus on, always is drawn to us. But during the next 2 to 3 weeks, it's going to come in hyper active speed. Whoosh, it comes in fast. Even lower vibrational stuff that usually moves slower to us, higher vibrational stuff usually moves faster, but it's going to be like zoom instead. So be really aware over this next 2 to 3 weeks. What am I focusing on? I'm going to draw to me. Do I want missingness to grow? Then don't focus on missing or wanting or hating or fearing, unless you want those things to grow fast and come to you quick. Gratitude, unconditional love, joy, laughter, peace, those things draw in higher vibration. So there's no wrong or right. You're just going to be drawn in a lot of different energies into your life very quickly. And so awareness is key. Even put an alarm on your phone. What am I manifesting? What am I focusing on? What am I drawing? So that you're reminded and it brings you back to, okay, I'm focusing because it's going to come in fast and furious. So I like it for you. It's a great opportunity for you, angel blessings. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Right. So let me just take a quick screenshot here and say I've got, so when I return, we'll have Soul Searching Vibe, Smooth Life, Anusri, Lucky, Infinity, Theron, Sunce, maybe, Sunce, Starfall, and VD. So I have like just a couple of handfuls that I'll come back on for, but it'll be about an hour and a half when I come back, and we'll finish all those out, if not sooner. But we'll take care of those upon my return. In the meantime, of course, I've got a bunch of the Lionsgate Portal 8 choice pick a card came out this morning. Spirit had me send it out early, so that's new. We also have Leo season. So all you Leo sun babies, if you want to, this is for everyone, the pick a card, but Leo sun babies have a 3-month forecast. And then also we have a Capricorn full moon coming up on Monday. That'll tell you how to make the most of that release and all of that. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, we've got so I got July monthlies and August monthlies too, if you want to check those out. And here are the links to those. All right. So like I said, I'll be back in about an hour and a half, if not sooner, depending on how long my praying mantis session goes. Hey, girl, bye. Welcome. Thank you for being a new subscriber. If you have a quick question, you can pop it in there. I'll grab it. But I'm on my way to spend some time with my YouTube channel members, my praying mantis members. But I'll be back and I'll include that in there if you want to put a question. It'll just be about, like I said, about an hour and a half ish. I'll come back on to a separate stream and finish out the free readings. So if you want to do that real quick before I head off, I would love to do that for you. And thanks for being a new subscriber. And thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up and all the love. I definitely appreciate every single one of you, because I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. I would just be talking to myself. So thank you for being there and for your thirst for hearing and talking with spirit as well. So, of course, until I see you guys again, remember that every second of every day of your lives, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you guys again, much love to you. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. And so, girl, bye. I don't think it's frozen. It's not frozen on my end anyway. But I'm about to end it anyway. But I'll be heading out here. So, girl, bye. If you put your question in the comments of the video, then I will grab that upon my return, because the chat is about to close. So, all right, everybody, we'll see you soon. Much love.